Attention new carriers. Are you looking for a freight dispatcher, load planners, back office support, or a driver recruiter? We are Dispatch My Load. We have over 7 years in the transportation industry and dispatching over 250 plus trucks today. We work with direct shippers, not just brokers, to put more revenue for your truck. Call our office toll-free at 1-855-207-1806 or visit our website at www.dispatchmyload.com.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
Yo, this is Thomas with Dispatching My Load. I am the Dispatcher King. I got with me Courtney Middlebrooks, my number one GM. We're here to make your days better and make you make more money driving that truck up and down the road.
Hey, eastbound, you got your ears on? About a few miles past that chicken coop around yardstick 324, you got a city kitty taking pictures.
Hello world, Courtney Middlebrooks, General Manager of Dispatch My Load. Welcome to the Owner Circle. We're here to teach you how to make money over the road safely. Let's go.
Hey, this is Thomas with Dispatch My Load. I'm the Dispatcher King. I got with me
Courtney Middlebrooks, General Manager, Dispatch My Load. Welcome to the Owner Circle.
Our goal in this podcast is to actually help a lot of new owner operators in order to try to make them better at what they're doing on the road. So we're going to answer a lot of questions that we try to pick out on social media.
It's not my phone, it's the owners. So listen, the goal for the podcast, we're going to take these questions and we're going to answer some questions that are most commonly asked.
I'm just going to cut my phone.
Yeah, because we're just recording and I'm just talking and he just doesn't care, right? But I'm going to figure it out for you guys. So we're going to get into it and we're going to get into these questions.
So our goal, what we did, we went on to social media, on Facebook. We joined quite a few groups. And we're going to take my 10 years of experience and Courtney's management experience, and we're going to try to explain every single thing that you guys ask. So the first set of questions that we have, we're just going to go ahead and put these in the podcast, and hopefully you guys can go back and look at it. Some may come with names on it. Some may not come with names on it. But our goal is to make sure that we're trying to give you the best detailed information we possibly can. So everything else, just throw it out the window. Don't let another driver who have no idea what he's talking about tell you what to do. I've been in this game for 10 years. I know this game like the back of my hand.
The first question, a very popular question is, are you allowed to have more than one dispatcher? Thomas?
I can't tell you what to do. But when it comes down to having more than one dispatcher, what you're really looking at is loyalty. And I don't want to sit up here and try to work with you. I have my dispatchers working with you to try to find you loads, and you have 4 or 5 other people out there. Our goal is to try to keep you in the money lanes in order to try to keep money in your pocket. We don't want to try to go out and say, hey, let's take one for the team. To me, I think that's stupid. What about you?
Well, for me, I'm asked this question a lot, and again, can't tell you what to do. You grown, it's your company, blah, blah, blah. I got it. But I am here to make the best economical decision for you. So with that being said, I'm going to tell you it's not good for you to have more than one dispatcher. It's really not even good for you to dispatch yourself. You can learn the game. We're going to give it to you. Like, we're not holding anything back. We have nothing to gain but the same dollar that we're trying to make for you. You get what you pay for with your dispatchers. There's no point in having a top-tier dispatcher and then a bottom-of-the-barrel dispatcher, and this is your team. Like, what are you really building? We're here to build brands. We're here to build companies. We are here for you. So along with us having this dispatching experience, we give you these decisions and we try to advise you. Because at the end of the day, again, it's your company.
So when it comes down to it, our goal is to try to keep every truck inside of the money lanes. And what I mean by that, if I'm looking at putting a truck in a certain area, and my goal is to get it from one location to the next location to where he's making at least $2 or $3 a mile per load, which means that is a money lane, and try to get him out of that area back to another area that's going to continue to make that money lane so we can get the driver back home. The goal is to go from money lane to money lane to money lane to money lane, other than just trying to find a load for someone and we just set him out anywhere.
Right.
Oh, we see the money, we see $5,200 running out towards the Midwest, but somewhere in the Midwest, you may not have a load coming back out of that area that's going to pay money. It especially depends on the type of equipment they have too.
But what about this? Don't you run into people that tell you, this dispatcher over here, he's only going to charge me a certain percentage, and he said he can book me in all 48 states. You running that a lot?
All the time.
Okay, so
and to me, that's bullshit.
It is, because when I run into this question, or when I run into that statement, I like to go ahead on and tell you the truth. We're very truthful over here. Truth hurts sometimes. I can't do what I can't do, but I'm excellent at what I can. Yes, we can book you in all 48 states. No, we won't book you in all 48 states. It's not money in all 48 states. There's no point in me booking you in 48 different states where there's no money yet. There's possibly money in 30 states. I'm going to keep you within those 30 states. I'm going to try to keep you as closest to the area that you want to be in. But if I can show you a way that you can make more money, then I'm going to run that past you. We don't do forced booking, so therefore, you always have the option. Me as well as the rest of the dispatching team, we try to create a load planner for you that morning, and we'll go ahead on and run past some loads with you and allow you to pick through whatever it is that you want, and then I just go from there. So.
Yeah, and that's how it should be anyway.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, my goal in my training for my dispatchers is for them to understand that you have to run those trucks in a very certain way, depending on the type of equipment they have. Because a lot of times we're running through a lot of box trucks. And the worst thing to do is take a person who's over in Georgia and we're going to try to send them out to California, knowing there's no loads coming back from California. Right. Even trying to put them on the other side of the Mississippi. That's a bad move. Because once you stick them in Texas, they stuck in Texas. And sometimes you may even get into loads coming back out of Texas, but you can run around in Texas for probably a week or 2 weeks, like most of the people are doing it right now. And I remember one good friend of mine did the same thing. And
oh my Lord.
No. Oh, we're talking about this chick named Mika.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what in the world made her run her butt all the way out the door in Wisconsin. And where else did you run to?
Man.
I'm talking about it, right? Right. Because, honestly, she was one of my first clients who I wind up dispatching for.
Okay.
And without her, Dispatch My Load wouldn't even be here.
All right. So we're going to move into
what's the next question of the day?
The lowballing aspect of this. We have Jeff here with just talked to a broker that tried lowballing me on the rate. I explained that I usually get $1,000 to $1,400 for this particular lane he offered, $400 max. After breaking the ice, he told me they had run 2 people with that same load that day and 3 people on standby in case those didn't fall through. He basically said as long as there are loads being moved at these rates, we're going to continue to drop the rate. What you feel about that? Before you say what you feel about it, brace yourself. The man went off about 30 minutes on social media when he caught whiff of this. So just go ahead and tell people what you're talking about.
Oh, how to start it?
Just drink you some water. It'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, I got my red cup. It's water in it. There's no liquor in it because I got to get up in the truck first thing in the morning. I still drive. A guy was on Facebook, and the first thing came out of his mouth, he told a new entrant to accept a lower offer. Asked the guy to bid low on the load. Mind you, this guy is coming out of Wisconsin, and right now the average load in Wisconsin pays $3 a mile. This guy was formerly a driver from Prime. He was an owner-operator. The average rate that they make per mile is about $1.10, $1.20 a mile. Right. For owner-operators. It's some bullshit. You behind that truck, it's some bullshit, you get paid that little. So this guy accepted a load for 95 cents a mile to run that load from Wisconsin to Pennsylvania. A $3 mile run. And I made this big post on social media talking about he's a dumb effer, he was stupid. He needed to go and find himself somewhere else to go and try to do another job at, go to McDonald's. Because I was upset, I was very frustrated, and I was pissed because you can't play with people's money. At the end of the day, if you're going out bidding low on loads and you're lowballing yourself, you affect everyone else in this industry. When you're going to take 95 cents a mile for a load compared to $3 a mile, that drops the price of that load in that lane. Which means that average rate per mile that average rate per mile in that lane is going to be less expensive than it should be. And once you get to that point, there's no regaining that load back, that area or that lane back to $3 a mile. So to me, the guy effed up bad.
All right. So when you're looking on some of your load boards, you know, it tells you the average posted rate for that load for a 30-day period. Or if you have a good dispatcher, then he'll figure all this out. But that's what you're looking for. Now in there, that means that this load could have went for way less. It could have went for way more, but this is about where it averages. And you can try to negotiate your way from there. Now over here, Dispatch My Loads, we are very confident and we are very cocky with it. We're gonna talk to these brokers. We're gonna get these brokers to do whatever that we can get them to do for you. But if you're out here doing that, accepting just anything, that's them 1 to 5% dispatching agencies. They're gonna just book you a load. I saw this, I took that, and he just went with it. We're gonna get the most money out of every load that we can.
But the expand on that part is that we build relationships.
Facts.
That we deal with a lot of direct shippers, such as Pepsi. We can deal with JB Hunt. We deal with a lot of loads that's not even ever thought about even being on the load board.
Right.
Because we have built a relationship with enough brokers and direct shippers that we are able to get better paying loads.
Right.
The goal is to try to kick out the middleman. If you know anything about trucking, you know one thing about it. That broker is a very important part of this industry. We're not going to knock him. We're not going to say anything bad about him. But the thing is, brokers are very greedy. So you will have a broker who will, first thing come out of their mouth when you call, what can you take for the load? Other than saying, this is what the load is averagely paying.
I want to say something about that. Now, I don't know what you guys want to do, but you said a broker will ask you what again? What would you take for the load?
Yep.
You can't ask me that question. I want 10 grand for this load. And guess what the broker then goes on to say? Well, you know I can't give you 10 grand for it. I know you can't give me 10 grand for it, but you asked me a question. This is where I'm going. This is what I do for your company. So therefore, we will work from this 10 grand because you just tried me with 1 grand. We're not doing that, okay? We're going to fight for your company. We're going to fight for your company because your company is actually attached to our company. But we will require certain things like you need to be on time for your loads. This is not a strike against Dispatch My Load. This is most definitely a strike against you. I can book you the best loads possible, but if you don't get out there and you get that money, then your company gets a mark. Now, I'm not going to damage my relationship with the broker, and that's actually how I even got this job. Like I know I'm a great dispatcher at this point. Like I can't pat myself on the back enough. This guy taught me a lot. I took it the rest of the way, and it's there. But I got this job because of my networking capabilities, because of my people person skills. You know, I'm able to get in a conversation with someone and immediately figure out who that person is and what angle I need to go in order to help facilitate what I'm trying to achieve. And that's key.
Right. And, and back again when I was talking about building relationships is that this industry is based on relationships. Right. So when I go out to a broker and I know this broker, like, for example, Miss Term over JGT Lead Solutions. When I go out to her, I say, Jamila, do me a favor. I gotta drive in this area. I'm looking at these certain loads. It's not hitting right for me. But we need to move this guy. So Jamila she already have a relationship with a lot of companies, direct shippers and stuff like that. So she'll come to me and say, okay, this is what this guy's going to take for this load. But what would be feasible for you to help us move this load? Because we need to try to get this guy from one location to the next. Because it's more than just driving trucks. The problem is a lot of drivers go out there think they go out and buy a truck. They think they're going to jump on the load board. They think they're going to find all the money. And when I went back to ask that question, the broker says, what would you want to take for this load? The problem is that a lot of these brokers already know you ain't shit. A lot of these brokers already know that you're a new dude in this industry. So guess what? They're going to take advantage of that. So if just like you said earlier, give me $10,000 for this damn load. And the broker's like, no, I can't do it. So if a new driver come in and the first thing come out of his mouth is say, can I get $1.75 for this load? First of all, you don't know how much. First of all, it's a certain dollar amount that you have to calculate for every single load in order to make money for your truck. So, like for example, Mika and I, we actually sat down and worked out what it's going to cost for her to move that box truck that she had. So every single load had to hit those numbers in order for her to see a profit. So with my dispatchers, we know what type of vehicle they have. We have to make sure that it's going to be able to fit whatever that truck need in order to make a profit per every single load. Nothing else, nothing less and nothing more. Now, if we can't find a truck, we can't find a good load in that area, guess what we'll do? Hey, we got to move that truck. But we're not going to take a low ball offer from anyone.
Right.
The worst thing to do is to go out and just take it just to move out of that area. Sometimes you have to drive 100 miles in order to position yourself in a better area. But you should never in your life ever take a low ball offer. And that's what pissed me off about a lot of these guys.
You know, that reminded me of a story, and it's funny. Again, it's about building relationships, and as I just told you, I take any conversation, I figure it out immediately. Remember, we were on the phone and we were trying to get, we won't say the carrier's name, we no longer deal with them, but we were trying to get that carrier out of Port St. Lucie, and it was a Sunday. Man, anybody at dispatch knows it's hard. If you didn't already book this load on Friday, it's figuratively hard to do it. We were booking with one of the bigger logistic companies. What was it? Quad Logistics?
TQL?
No, it was Quad Logistic this time. Remember, I was on the phone with the guy, and by the time we finished, because I clicked you and Tanya in, and
yeah.
So I'm on the phone, and we're trying to get this guy out of here, and I mean, they just sat on the phone and listened to me, and now he understands why I'm on the phone with one broker, one deal, 35 minutes. I'm talking to this guy about everything, kids, everything. You know what I'm saying? By the end of this conversation, this guy said, man, you know what? I like you. I'm going to try to get you everything. Look, the load is going for $6,500, but I'm going to put it in for $8,500. Like, I like you. I like you, and I want to get you as much money as I possibly can. That's what building relationships.
And it was on a damn Sunday.
On a Sunday.
No brokers are open on a Sunday. The guy got out of there on a Sunday. That was crazy.
This is the work ethic that we put behind you, and you know, the dispatchers that I train them to do the exact same thing. Like, we're not gonna work with people who don't fit a certain criteria. So everyone here, it doesn't matter if he has to jump out of his truck and dispatch it, he gonna get it done. If I gotta dispatch it, I'm gonna get it done. If our office manager Victor gets it, has to get it done, he's gonna get it done. We have someone over in Bosnia, Iskra. She's gonna get it done, no doubt. Every dispatcher that we have here, they're gonna put that same effort and energy into getting you whatever we can get for the load. We're gonna say the best paying for this load, because that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what we're gonna do. And sometimes it's rare, but sometimes you will have to take a lower load, but it's not because that's what we do in accepting them. It's because I'm trying to get you from here to here, and then I have a bigger load, like it needed to be made. But it's an economical decision. I'm gonna run it past you. I'm gonna do what you want me to do, but I'm gonna also advise you, this is what I would do.
But you know, now the thing is, even when it comes down to even taking a lower amount, understand that we're gonna try to do everything we can so we can take that load and run it 100 miles, so we can get probably $4, $5 a mile on that load, which means that if we can just get that load moving from within a 100-mile radius, that will give us an opportunity to where that will give us an opportunity where we can pick up another load somewhere else that's going to keep that person in the money lane, because every part of a state is going to be completely different. Like if you look at Arkansas, Arkansas is one of the best paying states. Arkansas has an average of roughly about 4,000, 5,000 loads a day coming in, and it has roughly less than 2,000 trucks. 4,000 loads going out, 2,000 trucks coming in. So they give us a better negotiation in order to move those loads. But the thing is, if those loads are going to Benton, Arkansas, or towards Walmart area back up in northern Arkansas, it's going to be hard to move a truck out of those areas for a higher dollar amount because everything is concentrated in the area. So if we can actually find that load and just have that truck move that 100 miles from the top of Arkansas down up on the Little Rock, we can start getting a lot bigger paying load.
Right.
So that help us try to get the best thing we can for every last one of our drivers that we dispatch for. But outside of that, let's go into the next question.
All right, so this is from Monique. Oh man, so Monique has taken a load and she forgot her pen, so she gave the guy her phone. He took it down the hallway, shared it with 3 other people. They looked crazy about it, walked back down the hallway, right past her. Talked to 2 other people, showed them the thing. The guy already scanned the entire rate card and see that they're only paying $500, but charged $1,350. She says, Buddy done viewed the entire rate card. I guess they were already not filling the rate. This is directly related to the lowballing thing that we were talking about, Thomas.
Well, that's not the lowballing. That's not lowballing. Understand that this driver came out of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And Florida don't pay as well. But the thing is, what people don't understand is that customers are charged a high amount of money. And they give drivers the lowest amount of money because people came out of Florida taking these cheap-ass loads. So when it came down to her, now this particular broker, Nick, oh yeah, I'm calling this ass out. Fuck Nick. Nick.
You know I know Nick, right?
Well, me and Nick got into a conversation one time.
But wait a minute, who's the only dispatcher that you know has success in Florida?
That's your guy?
It's one of my guys.
Oh shit.
He's not a friend. He's not a friend. He's a broker. The brokers are always out.
But the thing is, Nick had a nerve to argue with me on social media about this.
Mm-hmm.
And see, Nick had a nerve knowing that he took more than half the money. See, one thing about it, what you guys don't understand, that brokers are only allowed to take 15% of the load.
Facts. But this goes back to what you were saying. It's about networking. Because right. Nick won't try me with that load. I would have got 13 if anything. Nick would have took 50. Nick not gonna try me with that.
He took more than 50% of that load. And that wasn't fair. And I told him, I said, Nick, if you're gonna get some do right, or we're gonna put you out of business. But we're gonna have to call you out. Now I'm not feeling Nick on that period. Period. You know, I understand that brokers are here to make money, but you don't take over 50% of a fucking load. I'm sorry. That's bullshit to me.
Well, Nick, if you're watching this, which you should be, if you're watching this guy works with me. Dispatch my load. If you hear that name, you know what's going on. But we weren't the dispatchers on Monique's.
No, we wasn't.
We weren't the dispatchers, so I will say that. So that's why Monique got that charge. We're going to get into this last one, and then we're going to wrap it up. If you're not using a factoring company, are you really waiting 30 days to be paid? New authority here, and I may not want to get factoring.
That's dumb. But again, that's his choice.
Right.
At the end of the day, understand that it's not 30 days that he's waiting. He can be waiting 3, 6, 90. Brokers don't have to pay you in 30 days. If you look at that contract, when you go through that contract and you look at it, that broker's contract may sit up here and say, hey, we don't pay out for 90 days. And a lot of these times, these guys are actually trying to get every little dime they can out of it. So why not go through factoring? If that broker don't pay, you don't have to worry about paying back the money to the factoring company. So why not go ahead and get the money now? Because understand, this industry is a cash king industry. It's all about money right now, not tomorrow, not 3 days from now. Get your money right now. That's why I tell everyone, trucking is one of the fastest ways to create wealth. It brings in immediate wealth from your first load that you deliver.
Right. Now, how I feel about the factoring, you should get factoring. Unless you have the funds and resources to pay your employees. Everybody needs to get paid. When Friday come, I don't want to hear about, the broker. What about the broker? Because we have people in place that if you had paid us, then we would have got on top of that for you. So if your financial situation is not applicable to you paying your employees, then you probably want to go ahead on and get that factoring so you can take care of everything that you need to do. Paying your employees, getting your fuel for the next load, feeding your driver, whatever it is that you need to do. It takes money to do it. If you broke down somewhere at about 3 a.m. in the morning and you're calling me and then I need to call a TA. Okay, well, I'll call a TA for you. We get you somebody out there and they're going to charge you $110 an hour, minimum of 2 hours. You ain't got $250. You asking me to cash out you some money. That's not what's going to work.
We had it happen before.
We have, and guess what I did? I charged 1.5% because there's no way I need mine times a half. Why am I loaning you money? I'm not the factoring company, but if you had factoring,
I'm the
you know what I'm saying?
I'm the
If you had
dude.
factoring, then you wouldn't have this problem. But since you need for me to loan you some money, I'll factor this out to you.
Yeah, and a lot of times, see, the thing is, the reason why, I want to go back on this entire podcast to make sure that we answering those questions. These are the most asked questions within this week. Those are the most asked questions that we've seen on different Facebook groups. So we're going to go ahead and pretty much get this thing over with. So Courtney, I really appreciate you coming in and help execute this thing for me.
He drugged me in, don't believe it.
I drug his ass in. I said, bring your butt on. Come on now.
So look, we're going to close out. We appreciate you for listening. We appreciate all the questions, and go ahead on and call us over at Dispatch My Load. And feel free to drop your questions, drop anything you need on us. We're here to help you. We'd love to work with you, but we're here to assist you in any way possible in growing your company.
Now, our company phone number is 1-855-207-1806. You can hit number 2 in order to be transferred to one of the dispatchers who can go ahead and set you up and start getting you on the road. And let's find out more about each other to make sure that it's going to work for you. And next week, we're going to actually sit down with a guy who's a very good friend of mine who's going to talk about safety and a 90-day audit for all of you new owner-operators. This is going to be a great, it's going to be great that he's going to come in. He's actually going to sit with us and actually go through a lot of different questions to make sure that you guys are going to have the right information at the right times. And so you can pass that audit, because that auditor can put you in business and take you out.
Oh man.
And we already know a lot of owner operators know you have to make sure that you got all your stuff in place when you come down to that audit.
Right.
So again, thanks for checking out our podcast, The Owner Circle at Dispatch My Load. And my name is Thomas. I'm the king of dispatching. And I got my...
Courtney Middlebrooks, General Manager.
What's the other name?
Executioner.
That's right, him.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.